Yep.
Okay, so Coach, a lot to be excited about. What were you most proud of from your team today?
Just the physical dominance and the fact that we took their heart away from them, and they gave up there in the second half, and so that's football, and one team has to go exert their will on the other and make the other team not want to play anymore, and that's what we did tonight.
Mm-hmm. What was your message going into this game, and how did they execute?
Well, just to play together as a team and be physical. Football's sometimes we make it more complicated than it has to be, and you have to get off the ball. Everybody has to do their job to the best of their ability, and we've been really doing that here of late and playing well as a team and executing well on both sides of the ball and special teams.
How about the offensive line tonight? Garrison Vikander with a huge block on the second Mortensen touchdown.
Yeah, it's just a fantastic job up front. Coach Small does a great job of bringing those kids along, and there's no doubt that we've improved as the season's gone along. I can't say that every year, but this year I can definitely say that these kids are getting better as the season goes along.
And then you guys are going to play Derby at home at Bishop Stadium. How unprecedented is it to be able to be in that position?
Well, it's nice, especially when you talk about being unprecedented. You don't typically think to be a 4 seed that you're going to be hosting Sub-State. But Derby's a heck of a football team, and they got a long pedigree of playoff runs and state championships, and so they know what it's all about. And we have a recent success, and so before the season, if you look at the west side of the state, you knew it was going to be these 4 teams, and that's what it came to, and it just happens to be us and Derby in Sub-State.
There were a couple points in the game where you guys really took the momentum. I look at Finn Watson's interception, but then JJ responds with the kickoff return touchdown. How big of a spark was that?
Oh, that's huge, to fight back, and, as a big early momentum shift with the pick, and for them to get an easy score. We knew coming in here we just couldn't do that. And to Finn's credit, he calmed down after that and made better decisions, protected the football, and that's growth from him because in our 2 losses we just continued to have turnovers. So that's growth from Finn, but JJ's kick return was huge. Give us that energy back and let us know that we're right back here and we're gonna be here tonight.
And then how big was the score before halftime and then immediately after to just really flip the game there?
Well, it was real big. We scored there 18 seconds to go before half, and then it was great that it worked out to come out and get the ball and to be able just to punch it in, and I think at that point the fate was sealed, but we had a pretty impressive third quarter, keeping the ball away from them, and in the fourth quarter there to go down and use that clock and just run the ball and milk all that time off the clock in the fourth quarter. I thought that was impressive.
And then 2 picks tonight for Nisbick Johnson. Just how fitting of a performance was that for him today?
That's great. Maize's offense is very difficult to defend. Anytime that the quarterback can run, and the running backs is good, and the offensive line is good, and they had some weapons to throw to, and so we were able to put pressure on the quarterback, make him throw more inaccurate than normal. And then to Niz get those picks, that was huge. Good night for him.
There were 2 drives in the second half where back-to-back drives. I think it was just 1 total pass play. How much energy does that give the offensive line to see what they're doing to the defense?
Oh, it's good. It's real good. And the running backs ran hard. Kamari had a good night, and EJ filled in here and there and had some good runs. And even you put Joe in at quarterback, he had some impressive runs, and Finn runs the ball at times well, and so offensive line was just allowing no penetration, no backer run through, and was really dominating up front.
You mentioned it earlier talking about Finn. We've talked about it in the earlier 2 losses of this season, how he could use that to get better. And after that pick, I mean, he played about as close to perfect of a game as he could have at that position.
Yeah, like I said, it's a credit to him just to dial it back in. It's early, game's not over. Don't be too hard on yourself. All right, made a mistake, and next play, and we've been harping on the kids to be focused, and everybody do their job. one of the things that I pointed out in the locker room was that our scout team did a fantastic job of getting our defense ready this week. Adam Mullally was a scout team quarterback, and he's pretty quick, and he toasted our defense a few times this week, and that's good. That's what you have to get ready for a game like this. So everybody's doing their jobs, and they're doing it well.
A couple of players who got into the end zone for the first time tonight, and I want to start with Jack Crocker, who got his first after a couple of years on varsity. What did that mean to the sideline? I saw them erupt. I saw the players on the field erupt when he got into the end zone.
Well, he's had some opportunities, dropped a few here and there, but Jack's a heck of a player, and he does get the ball thrown his way some. So to think that he's gone this far into his career without scoring a touchdown, it's hard to believe. So sometimes the cap just stays on the bucket, but he put one in, and it was fun to see, and Jack deserves it.
And then Jamarcus too, with one of the biggest plays of the night to complete the double dip and to put you guys up 3 or I believe 4 scores at that point.
Yeah, Jamarcus has fought back from injury and has struggled, to get back to 100%. And it was nice to see him. I don't think he's still at 100%, but it was nice to see him be able to contribute in a big way, and he's earned it.
We also saw McLean Aslan back on the field today. Can you tell us about his progression?
Oh, he's getting better. It's lingering injury with that deep thigh bruise, and it's been tough. But he's been at practice every day, and he's been trying to get back, and he means a lot to us. It was fun to see him out there playing.
We gonna see any 3 quarterback sets next week against Derby?
I don't know. We're gonna enjoy this one tonight, and Derby's a heck of a football team. We got a lot of work ahead of us to get prepared for them, but it should be a heck of a football game.
Nice catch.
Thank you.